So it's a lovely day today. I've got the sun in my face, taking Dexter for a walk. It's Sunday the 4th of February. This video today is just really a roundup of what we did in January. Again, very late getting a video out. I'm just going to quickly show you an old abandoned house that's in the sort of a little way above our house. The rest of the video really is just a roundup of what's been going on in January. We've had weather from absolutely freezing with snow to some lovely sunny days where I've been out in the garden, cleared a big area down the bottom that was all overgrown, just tried to open it up, and then also just trying to get the Mayfield tractor to do a bit of ploughing at the top. I made a start on it, but it conked out. I need to retime it. It's done it before, it slips a little bit and then you can't get the damn thing to start or run properly, so you have to mess around and get it all retimed again. So I have to do that. So yeah, I'm going to go and show you this old house and then what we've been doing this month. I have no idea what the history of this place is, but it's well and truly deserted. If there's enough light to see anything in here. This is the cellar. No idea what that is in there. Come on then. Now, safe the floor is. The calendar says 2004. Was once a pechka. Bathroom. Yeah. It's well and truly deserted. Oh, quite a nice view. That's our local quarry. Across the valley is the dairy farm. That's a dog. This is the road above our house, or track rather. There's only three properties up here. So you've got this house, which somebody was living in a couple of years ago, but I think there's nobody living there now. That little house there where somebody lives, and the abandoned one I've just shown you. So I'm now going to walk back down to ours. This is one of the things that I really don't like about Bulgaria. If you look down here, this is obviously at some point being just used as a tip. bottles. Dex, come off that. Dex, come off of that. Broken glass. Yeah, plastic. Bloody horrible. There's no real sense of keeping anything clean. Seems to be every village has got one of these areas. But the area that was, when we first came here, that was sort of designated as a dump area, has all been cleaned up. So apart from that, which is remnants of an old dump, and I think also the shepherd bloke comes up here, just has a drink and just chucks his bottle down there. This village isn't too bad at all for rubbish compared to some that you see. Dex, what's this? Dex! Well, I can hear him. Where is he? There he is. Come on. Some treat. Good boy. Come on then. Dex. And there we go. Back to our house. Come on then, get yourself in. The typical Bulgarian weather. I was working in a t-shirt yesterday chopping wood and this morning this, and this literally is the last sort of 2 hours. Trees have got up this morning at about sort of 5 o'clock ish, and it was wet outside, raining, no snow on the ground at all, and then it slowly turned to snow, and this is after about 2 hours. So but it's not very nice snow this time. It's a sort of horrible wet snow, so it's sort of more, it is snow but it's sleety snow, but it's settling. So I'm now making a fly-proof box to be able to dry my hams and salamis and things like that. So where I cut up the pig, I've made some capicola, which is like it's the part of the neck muscle of the pig, and it's an Italian sort of dry cured. It's not a sausage. It's a bit like an air dried ham. And I've also made some salami. So I'm just making this fly-proof box, which I'm going to put in a nice cool place with plenty of air around it, and hopefully in a couple of months I'll have some nice dried charcuterie. So the idea for the box is pretty simple really. It's just over here you get mosquito netting for making door frames and things. So I've just made a very simple box frame. I put a sort of solid roof, just some offcuts of plastic sheeting so that dust doesn't drop down through. Hooks for hanging hams and things. Then I just staple the netting onto it. I'm going to make a door, and then I'm going to hang it in one of the outbuildings. I'll show it when it's hung, and then I can hang any meats or anything else that I want to air dry in it, and hopefully no flies will get in and they'll cure nicely. So this is the drying box. It's just basically it's very simple design, just a wooden cube covered in netting with a door on the front, some internal hooks. Then I'm hanging it from the rafters up here. That's not going to be its final place because the sun might catch it there, so I'm going to move it right to the back over there where the sun never gets. Temperatures at the moment are perfect for it, but obviously as it gets hotter I've got to find a cooler place. Unfortunately where I was going to put it, I've made it too big to get in the door, so I've got to have a rethink of where I'm going to put it as its final place. But that's it. Teresa's holding the
winch mast,
holding the winch, and we're going to hoist it up.
Hoist it!
Hoist it! So at the moment it's just hanging there. You might try and beat it. So I'm going to have a go at ploughing. So here's the beast. It's a Mayfield tractor. I got it from a friend in the UK. I think I can't remember how much I paid him, but not very much for it. Did it up. Managed to find a plough for it. The weight on the front is homemade and full of lead. It's not really heavy enough. And also really it could do with, you can get on the wheels some plates, you know, like spokes to make the grip better, because ploughing, although it's plenty powerful enough for a little single furrow plough, it tends to wheel spin a bit, so it's not perfect. I've done one row just to get it started, so I'm now going to attempt to carry on. This whole area here was just scrubbed before, so there's quite a lot of roots. I'm not expecting it to do a very good job, but if it saves me a bit of digging, we'll hopefully save a bit of time. What's going on with it? don't just love old machinery. It's now starting to rain, which is going to make it slippery enough as it is, and it seems like the timing slipped on the Mayfield, so I'm going to have to take it back down and retime it. That's the beauty of old machines. It wasn't doing too bad a job considering all the roots and crap that's in there, but it wasn't developing enough oomph, and it's spinning too much, so back to the drawing board, I think. Another thing I've been doing is starting work on the wind turbine. So this is the turbine itself. Basically just cleaned it up. It was a bit rusty and horrible. Nothing special, just literally wire brushed off and a little bit of white paint, sort of car enamel on the outside. Cleaned up all the wires. They were starting to perish a little bit, so I've just put a heat shrink wrap on them and put new clips and everything, so hopefully that should be good. And then this is where the propeller blades attach, on here. It's quite a meaty thing. It weighs, I don't know, it must weigh, getting on for 20 kilograms, 15 to 20 kilograms, this sort of unit here. And I've also bought the tube to put it in, which I'll show you. You have to excuse the mess, I'm a messy worker. This is the rudder for it, so obviously just push it into the wind all the time. And then I've got this tube, 4 metre in length, and then I'll have sort of halfway up it, I'll weld on some eyes to have wire stays, and then I'm intending to have this up near the polytunnel. There's a tree stump, an old tree stump from the cherry tree, which I'm going to attach it to that, weld a plate on the bottom, attach it to the cherry tree stump with stay wires in 3, sort of off, a bit like a tripod, so a bit like that tripod there, which I had the camera on earlier. The post will be up through the middle with 3 wire stays on the sides. And then the other thing that I've done is I've made a, because I'm saying this in such a roundabout way, I've got a spare solar panel. It's a completely different spec to the other panels, so I can't really fit it in my solar array because it'll drag them down to the power of this. This is 280 kilowatt, old panel, but it still works perfectly fine. So I've made a little enclosure for it, and then inside here I'll have the battery and the controller. So the controller for the wind turbine and also the solar panel going into, I've got another one left over 240 amp hour lead acid battery. So the idea is to keep that fully charged. Any dump load from the wind turbine, because you have to have the wind turbine connected to the battery at all times, and then you have a dump load if it overcharges. That will be going to a little resistor, but it's like a little heat resistor, so it'll warm up. And then the battery itself will be providing 12 volt lighting for the polytunnel, and also I've got a 12 volt heating element, which I'm hoping, I don't know until I try it, it'll keep a tub of water nice and warm, not boiling, but if I have a sort of, I don't know, something like a 25 litre or maybe even 50 litre tub with a 200 watt heating element in it, and it just keeps it sort of around about sort of, I don't know, 50 degrees maybe. That might just keep the chill off the air in the polytunnel the early stage of the year. The rest of the time it will just be for lighting really. I doubt very much the wind generator will give much in the summer, because it never really gets that windy in the summer. But in the winter, when there's no sun, the wind blasts through here, so it'd be interesting to see how that generates. I'm not holding my hopes up. I've never heard many good things about sort of smaller wind powered generators. But as this is quite a decent one, it's not a Mickey Mouse one, we'll see what it does. I've had a pretty good day today. I've pruned the top vineyard, or basically most of the vineyard apart from the trellis stuff around the house. And then I've been clearing all this sort of wooded, I don't know, it's not really a shrubby sort of scrub area at the very bottom of the garden. There's still a tree there, and all these hedges need sorting out. Whether I'll get them all done, I don't know. But I've had 3 big fires on the go today. I had a massive pile of wood here that I've managed to burn off. A big lot up the top next to the polytunnel. And then I'm slowly clearing into this scrubby bit of ground here. I'm not going to cut everything down, but I just wanted to get the most of it done before birds start nesting and you start disrupting too many things. Plus obviously it all starts to grow up and you can't get in there to do it. So it's now 1st of February, so got on quite nicely today. I'm quite pleased with the progress. So over the last couple of days I've been clearing this area. It's the bottom corner of the garden, the most overgrown bit. So I've made a fire break. It's the right time of the year that a fire is not, or it's very unlikely to get out of control. I've been all over this in the last couple of days stomping around, so there shouldn't be any hedgehogs or anything hibernating in there. I've literally been everywhere, and it's too early for birds to nest, so I'll get it done now rather than disturb them later on in the year. So hopefully this should go to plan. Come on, wind, blow. What a difference a bit of wind makes. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do burning wise now. Opened up a whole nice big area at the bottom of the garden that wasn't here before. Well, it was here, but covered in shrubs and a right mess. I will come down here with the strimmer with the blade on it when it starts to grow. Just to tidy it up and get rid of all the bits of creeping vine and that that's still kicking around. Don't really know what I'm going to do with this area yet, but it's nice to have it all opened up. Certainly makes the garden feel bigger.
So this video is a bit all over the place because we've been filming it for the last 3, maybe 4 weeks. It's a little bit sooner than we normally do, so we're getting better. It hasn't taken us that long to get this one out.
Well, I don't know, it's getting on for a month.
No, it's not.
3 weeks.
Well, anyway, we're getting there. We're trying. So there's lots of bits and pieces we've done over the last sort of 3
We've
4
just been
weeks.
filming it as we've gone along.
We have, yeah.
Trying to stitch it all together in a good manner is not easy.
Yeah, we're not sort of like organised at all. But I think that makes for a better video if you're not organised.
Well, we're organised, just not very good at video editing.
We keep saying we forget. I mean, he's nearly 60, so he's going to forget.
No.
But anyway, so the bits we've done, we've included. I hope you find them interesting. We certainly find things interesting here. We're definitely finding more things interesting as we're going along.
Yeah.
Especially the weather. It's been pretty cold.
Well, yeah, January's been all over the place really. The interesting thing with or the nice thing with Bulgarian weather is it doesn't stay one thing or the other for too long this time of year.
I don't know, we've had minus for...
Yeah, we've had a lot of... It's been very cold, but it's nice cold. It's most of the time.
How can you have nice cold?
Well, it's sunny.
No, it's cold.
Dry. We've had a few days of horrible weather. But when it snowed, it's generally been right. And then the last few days have been very spring-like.
Yeah, yesterday I actually had the kitchen door open all day. Just had the net up to stop the cats coming in, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was nice. Gave me a chance to sort of spring clean bits and pieces, and actually got washing on the line yesterday for the first time in 3 months.
Yeah, well, that's not a bad thing, as the tumble dryer's now defunct.
Yeah. Tumble dryer's broke. No more tumble dryer.
No.
Less electric. We got solar.
Yeah.
But we need more sunshine.
For
yeah, we do. Yeah.
Anyway, so I think that's basically the end of this video. Hopefully it won't be so long.
No, it won't. We'll do one within 2 weeks, I reckon.
2 weeks. Is that a challenge? Right.
That's a challenge.
2 weeks. Okie doke. Bye from me.
And bye from me. Bye.
Bye.